Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I have been just messing around at the art desk this morning for a couple of hours. I don't know of anything that is more relaxing. An art journal or a writing journal, to me, that is just one of the most freeing things. Sometimes I feel like my thoughts are just too tangled up. I've had too many busy days, lots of expectations at work and even in my personal life. But there's none of that when I sit down to create or just make what I want to make. I'm flipping through the lace-covered journal right now. It's been a little while, or as they say these days, it's been a minute since we looked at this. And I love to go back and look through. This book is getting very, very chunky. It is already chunky. And I am going to keep working in it at least until I make a decision about whether or not to go ahead and call it complete. I probably will glue some of the last pages together so that it's not just overly chunky. Let's go out here and look at the binding. I've tied in a couple of extra, or one extra string. It gives me 2 strings hanging on the outside, but it's holding up okay. I just want that to continue to be the case. This is not a professionally bound journal. Not that that matters, but I don't always take the time to make sure I'm using, pH neutral products and archival inks and things like that, although I think this journal will be around after I'm gone. And that leads me to the thought that none of us know how long we have. So there you go. This might have been one of the last pages I did. I love what happens when you take vellum, put glue under it, and it gets so crinkly. I love that crinkly feeling so much. Then on this page, I had come across some already cut out pieces of paper at the scrap exchange, and I bought some of those just to be able to use for something like this. They're glued down just haphazardly, and I did go around the edge of some of these with a silver marker. Anyway, I like it. I think I did write a little entry under here about running away. That's kind of a private note. I don't know if we've seen this page. I love quotations. I have several books of quotes, quotes from women, quotes about business. John Bartlett, that's a huge book. And I just sometimes love to be inspired by a quote. Okay, so there's not an entry under here. I just loved that piece of tissue paper, and I used masking tape to put that on in a way that I haven't done before. Sometimes I will cut the tape short so that, it's not interfering with this page, but I went ahead and did 2 long pieces of tape. I like that. I like this page. It makes me happy. Let's see. January 20th. That was about 6 days ago. Anyway, there's an entry under here. It's a little bit private, just some of my thoughts over the past week about work and about my journaling. So that I typed that up on WordPad. Sometimes if I really need to get a lot of thoughts out, I get on the computer and type out a long entry, and I just fold it up and put it into my journal. Here we are, let's see, January 22nd. Walked on the Eno today with Jason. It was really cold, but we bundled up. It was about 44 degrees at around 3 p.m. And this is a pocket, part of a pocket from Jason's. He had some cargo shorts that he completely wore out. Love the label. Of course, I love my Jason, and when he was just showing me that they finally just fell apart, I claimed this little tab from the pocket. And now here we are to today, and I've got a couple of journals out here. This is my art journal. We flipped through this as well, and I think we left off maybe with these sketches from the Eno. And then last night I played with watercolors a little bit, just working on some flowers. And then today, it's just a few colors, purples and blues, black and white, and a quote that I came across recently, and it led me to one of the most beautiful poems I have ever read. I have loved the stars too fondly to be fearful of the night. That quotation is not exactly right. I saw the quotation and it was attributed to Galileo. And I don't know why that didn't feel exactly right to me. I love quotations and I had not seen that before. It was actually from a poem written by Sarah Williams. The real quote is, I have loved the stars too truly to be fearful of the night. I do like the word fondly as well, so I included that here. And that's where I am in my art journal right now. This is really simple. It's not anything spectacular. I need to go out and get a new watercolor paintbrush. I want one that's tapered. I really need to get some more round brushes for watercolor. I've got fan brushes sitting around here, different shapes, but I don't have any round brushes. And I would love to have one. I would love to have a few brushes that are specifically designed for watercolor, you know, with the lighter bristles, maybe a little bit more quality than what I've been working with. So this effort today really focused on two journals. The writing journal, I wanted to take this entire poem, and I used one of these stickers. I bought some of these recently. They're like the little wax seals, and they really stick, but then they come off. So I thought, I will try one. It looks like it has the fleur-de-lis on it, and I had it sideways instead of right side up. I have here one of the most beautiful poems I've ever read. This is the Old Astronomer, and it is absolutely beautiful. You know what? I will read it, and I'm going to put time stamps on here. You do not have to listen to this. Reach me down my Tycho Brahe, I would know him when we meet, when I share my later science, sitting humbly at his feet. He may know the law of all things, yet be ignorant of how we are working to completion, working on from then till now. Pray remember that I leave you all my theory complete, lacking only certain data for your adding, as is meet. And remember, men will scorn it. 'Tis original and true, and the obloquy of newness may fall bitterly on you. But, my pupil, as my pupil, you have learnt the worth of scorn. You have laughed with me at pity, we have joyed to be forlorn. What, for us, are all distractions of men's fellowship and smiles? What, for us, the goddess Pleasure with her meretricious wiles? You may tell that German college that their honor comes too late, but they must not waste repentance on the grisly savant's fate. Though my soul may set in darkness, it will rise in perfect light. I have loved the stars too truly to be fearful of the night. What, my boy, you are not weeping. You should save your eyes for sight. You will need them, mine observer, yet for many another night. I leave none but you, my pupil, unto whom my plans are known. You have none but me, you murmur, and I leave you quite alone? Well then, kiss me. Since my mother left her blessing on my brow, there has been a something wanting in my nature until now. I can dimly comprehend it, that I might have been more kind, might have cherished you more wisely as the one I leave behind. I have never failed in kindness? No, we lived too high for strife. Calmest coldness was the error which has crept into our life. But your spirit is untainted. I can dedicate you still to the service of our science. You will further it? You will. There are certain calculations I should like to make with you to be sure that your deductions will be logical and true. And remember, patience, patience is the watchword of a sage. Not today, nor yet tomorrow can complete a perfect age. I have sown, like Tycho Brahe, that a greater man may reap, but if none should do my reaping, 'twill disturb me in my sleep. So be careful and be faithful, though, like me, you leave no name, See, my boy, that nothing turn you to the mere pursuit of fame. I must say goodbye, my pupil, for I cannot longer speak. Draw the curtain back for Venus, ere my vision grows too weak. It is strange the pearly planet should look red as fiery Mars. God will mercifully guide me on my way amongst the stars. I can't speak for everyone, but I think that is such a beautiful poem. And if you listened, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to put this back into the journal. Not too long ago in this very video, I mentioned that we don't know how long we have, and I just heard about Kobe Bryant. I'm really sad to hear about that. It seems like they are thinking now that not only was his daughter on the flight, but maybe even more people than they originally stated. With that, I will close. I have some fun packs that I'm putting together, and I have a few emails to catch up on. Thank you so much for being patient, and thank you to new subscribers. I'm really glad you're here, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.